Hey everyone, hello world. This is Darryl Christopher coming at you from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And this video is as you may or may not know, I am into creative writing and I'm currently putting together a novel. It is now around 18 pages long and now over 10,000 words. And I don't know if you've seen my teaser trailer video for my novel. I'm calling it Fate, Guardians of Existence. And if you haven't seen the teaser trailer, it's in my channel video, so check it out if you haven't seen it to get to know what I'm trying to put together. But basically in my social media posts, I made an invitation that what I'm creating in this book is the reality matrix of the afterlife that I'm creating for this last life that I have as a human being. No more living as a human. This is where I'm going. This is what I'm putting together. And this book really blurs the lines. It's very, very, very meta to the nth degree between fantasy, reality, truth fiction, and science fiction and fantasy and all things in between. So I guess I've said enough about that. If you don't have an open mind to learning, seeing where things go and different ideas and trying new things, and I don't recommend you watch this. Thinking is limited and you believe in political correctness. There's a lot of things here that if you watch this, it'll make you uncomfortable, so don't watch it. But if that's not a problem for you, then I'm absolutely delighted that you are watching it. As always, you know, I am absolutely grateful to be part of the YouTube community. I'm grateful for my super awesome subscribers, the people that love science fiction writers and creative writing and creating for the sake of creating. And I thank the people that are bored at work and willing to watch anything and stumble across this video and watch it to pass the time. Hopefully I'm making your shift go by a little faster and you're learning a little something about novels and creative writing and science fiction. And thank you to the random YouTube lovers who stumble upon this and are interested in what my creative initiatives are. So I have to apologize to you. I've gotten about 5 hours sleep since Thursday. It is now Saturday, August 15th. And I'm very tired, but you know me, if you know me by now, I believe that human limits are meant to be exceeded. And I've been writing all day, and now I'm going to put together this video, and that's the last important thing of the day I'm going to do, and I feel that after that, I've earned my rest. So, if I make any mistakes, I apologize. I'll try to do the best I can. I know this is something you have to do as a writer. You have to read what you write. So this is my first time, so I'll do my best. That's all you really can do in life is just do your best, and that's one of the agreements of life. So, I'll get down to it. Now, if you saw my social media post before about Fate, Guardians of Existence, I'm presenting an afterlife on AtLann Prime, the home world of the Path of Fate. And you know, you might wonder, well, what is it exactly you're trying to put together here? So within the novel, I created this segment. Basically, I wrote it as a personal log. The story kind of jumbles between historical record, action, and my own personal thoughts. So, like, as I said, the line between this life and the creative and fictional life are highly blurred. Everything's mixed up. So, I'll get down to it. Enjoy the video, and if you like what you hear and you want to have more, then when the book comes out, I will let you know. I'm going to make videos with progress reports, and I might do more sample readings. So stay tuned right here to the Reverie Soul YouTube channel with your host, Darryl Christopher. So here we go. This is my reading, my details, first look at AtLann Prime for my novel, Fate, Guardians of Existence by Darryl Christopher. So here we go. Since I have made an invitation to the world for those to join me there in the afterlife, it's only fair that I put some time writing, going into more detail as to what the AtLann people and AtLann Prime are all about. Now, if you have read this much and are willing to go all the way, you now are beginning to get a basic concept of what the AtLann are all about. So, in a way, the timing is perfect to begin learning a little more. You know by now the AtLann homeworld was once the Earth's moon in the time when it was lush with forests and oceans, and you know the AtLann had a homeworld at the end of the universe in the time of the last universe. And you know AtLann Prime exists outside time, space, and reality. So your first question is most likely, what is AtLann Prime like? At this point, so early in the story, with so much more to come, I will do the best I can to answer that question. AtLann Prime is around the size of Jupiter, simultaneously existing in multiple dimensions with a heavily reinforced reality matrix. There are 4 major dimensions or perceptions of AtLann Prime. You have your choice of a blue ocean, a green one, a purple one, or the perception known as montage, where the blue, green, or purple waters randomly go from one of those 3 colors to the next, or the waters are a mixture of blues, greens, and purples. The sky above AtLann Prime is based upon the stellar cartography records of the first universe, but where there should be stars, planets, and galaxies, there are portals to all timelines, all universes, all realities, and all lives lived. Now you might wonder, since everything is so meta, and my writing is creating AtLann Prime, in the present and the future, to be born in the past, what exactly my role is here. To the AtLann people, I am known simply as creator, but I am not emperor or hold any power. I'm just a common citizen, and aside from giving my life to my creations, I am no one special or noteworthy. I just go about my business like anyone else. Aika, she who is known as the goddess Fate, is empress, but we are not married. We do, however, have an eternal soul bond. Like every other citizen of AtLann, like all citizens, I am conscripted to the military and fully prepared to defend life and existence from destruction. The Empress did grant me one small privilege. I have a permanent seat with the AtLann Creative Council. The AtLann religion, its belief system is simple yet complex. They do not have any holy books that define the faith. They do not worship any god. They know they are divine, and at least once in life, they must exist as God. The basic foundations of their character and purpose, defined by me, is followed by all. Defend life, defend existence, make a difference, make existence a better place, leave existence if you do not choose eternity better than you found it. The AtLann are always willing to learn and study all belief systems ever created in the entirety of time, reality, and existence, so as to better understand the complexities and basic truths of the divine. There are some unique quirks to the belief system. The history and life memory file of Jesus, from the time he was a baby to the time he came to believe he was the Son of God, every comic ever published by Marvel Comics, and anything created to do with Star Wars is required knowledge to every AtLann citizen. The AtLann knowledge database is comparable to the Akashic record in terms of the entirety of knowledge, data, and wisdom that could be learned from it that it contains, but it is superior in the respect it is far better organized with multi-psionic and trans-psionic data cores. It is also reality matrix embedded to give it a faster processing speed, and is far easier to use as it is ministered by at least 16 artificial intelligence who the AtLann know of, who also act as interfaces to the data within. With AtLann Prime existing outside reality, souls from all varieties of species who choose to become AtLann, if their belief is completely pure and unwavering to any challenge, would find their way there. But unless on a mission to defend life and existence, the majority of the populace, for the most part, remain there as much as possible, and as people by and large prefer not to leave their beloved homeworld. In this existence, reality has changed much from the days where AtLann was heavily involved in interstellar relations, and they by and large have become a thing of the past, as they have had few visitors who come and go from AtLann Prime. The only human spiritual leader of note who has diplomatic relations with the AtLann and who comes often to AtLann Prime is Jesus. As in this human life, this last life I live as a human, I have devoted my life to the path of the way of the Lord. In my last human life I now live. It is where I began before I took my journey to the afterlife on AtLann Prime. Jesus was certainly not on AtLann Prime to convert. He came mostly to learn in terms of the belief system we offer and as a means of cultural exchange. And thanks to me asking Ica to interfere in the timeline of Earth's past, it was fate who had been the one to return him to life, to gain the divine power that was his belief, become who he ultimately wanted to be, and go and find his kingdom of heaven and every reality of his beliefs. The AtLann viewed most human belief systems of its past to be primitive and limited, as they do not worship God, they do not believe in prophets and messiahs. They certainly do not believe in God as a humanoid entity, or speaking to people or telling them what to do. And though the AtLann live to choose goodness, they do not believe in the concept of sin just as much as they do not believe in the concept of impossible. The only belief they shared in common was the ability and power within every human mind to alter reality. So thanks to me, the AtLann have a familial relationship with Jesus. The only guest house better than his in the supreme city of AtLann Prime is that of my mother's, who came often with Jesus as she had come to serve him in the kingdom of his heaven, and in her afterlife, where she had come to serve the Lord in the capacity of reviewer of planetary design. The AtLann were well known by advanced species as beings who interfered with time in order to maintain life and existence, but for Christianity, it is by and large a secret of the universe that the AtLann preserved the belief system of Christianity by not interfering at all and allowing things to happen. They did nothing as Satan possessed Muhammad and many of his followers, so that Christianity would have a worthy foe and eventual friend in the times after the jihad of the 21st century on Earth. As a result of satanic possession, that belief system was ultimately flawed, where Christianity kept the power to defeat it. And really, Christianity did not have much to do in terms of that crusade. Ultimate evil almost destroyed Islam, and the faith barely survived as their followers with good souls, untaken by Satan, took back their faith and purged its belief system of its satanic elements so that they could move on to live and let live in peaceful and harmonious coexistence with all of humanity after much destruction, as predicted in the 1990s television show Babylon 5. Truthfully though, and even though no one wanted to say it, Jesus was mostly curious about what was the continuation of his belief system, as what began with Judaism and was continued by the Lord. This story began so long ago and was continued by me, as only a Jew could continue the story of Judaism as Jesus did. Only a Christian could continue the story of Christianity as I took action on the path of the way of the Lord and living my life by his historical example in my last life as a human, now acting as the unofficial church to ensure that Christianity both survives and evolves after much destruction by those who besmirch the faith, like Catholics and creationists. I took action not to lead the faith, amass followers, amass power, but in this life, where I'm just another human, it was the only thing I could do and what I had to do to make a difference. And before I go to AtLann Prime for my afterlife in the future, now you know that this was my divine crusade for the Lord, fought not with weapons, but with ideas, to leave the earth better than I found it, and to make a difference. Now the AtLann form possesses an excellent basic genetic design, and their devotion to genetic enhancement, augmentation, along with pharmaceutical enhancement and performance enhancing drugs to enhance strength, intellect, creativity, and endurance, allows them to be able to exceed virtually all limits known to organic sentient life and attain and maintain the highest levels of where organic life can go in terms of reaching the highest levels of evolution of the humanoid form in organic life, second only to ascending to exist as light, energy, or thought. The AtLann do not require sleep and can remain awake for as long as they wish, even for the length that a universe stays alive if they choose to. Their blood and life force is based upon infinite, multi-psionic, and transpsionic energy. The AtLann have no digestive system, and they do not require food, and if on the rare occasion that comes where they choose to eat or drink, that matter is disintegrated and absorbed into the living energy organic system. Although they can take any form or wear any clothes they desire, the majority of the AtLann choose to take the form known as AtLann Standard, a milky white skin, clear teeth, slender bodies, and lavender hair. For AtLann women, there is no such thing as menstruation or body pregnancy. Procreation can take a variety of forms for both AtLann men and women, and when it comes to that, most AtLann choose instant. The AtLann remain flesh and thus very sexual in both ways of the flesh and mind. Their ejaculates have a legendary status in existence as by far one of the tastiest secretions known to exist. The women can become wet by an instant thought command, and sex can last as long as desired. But yes, the AtLann remain flesh, and in spite of all their powers and genetic enhancements, they can be killed. Though trillions live on AtLann Prime, across the encompassment of its various dimensions, and their lifespans are theoretically immortal, and many AtLann live longer than the lives of universes, they can die, and few AtLann remain from the time of the first existence. The souls, however, remain immortal, and always remain as an aspect of all AtLann. So now, hopefully, I have answered a few of your questions about who the AtLann are and the afterlife I am creating. And this is the invitation I make open to all souls across existence who connect with the AtLann in this story. As more of this novel gets written, I will go into greater detail about AtLann Prime and more detail into just what is the path of fate, and really get into the stories concerning those on this path who are the guardians of existence. One last thing, if you want to go to AtLann Prime, it's best to be a cat lover. As I told you earlier in the story, there are lots and lots of cats who call that world home. And be prepared, as you hear the music of my soul, to hear a lot of progressive trance. So that was my first time doing a reading. I made quite a few mistakes. Hopefully I did my best to edit it out, but there's a first time for everything, and this is the first step, and this is what I have to do to get my book out there. And I'm going to do the best with it. I don't plan on making $1 million. I don't plan on selling 1 million books, but if someone reads it, enjoys it, and likes it, and connects it, that brings great joy to my heart. And this is what I'm devoting my life to. I began my writing when I was in my 20s, and I didn't have the necessary skills to put into writing the stories that I really wanted to tell. And now in my 4th decade of life, I know what has to be done in terms of the creative process. I learned, I adapted, and I evolved. And I'm here now. So this is it, and this is what I'm doing. Stay tuned for more videos on the Reverie Soul YouTube channel. You don't have to, but if you want, you can like my Facebook artist page. Go to Darryl Christopher. And if you want to hear music from my DJ sets, you can go to my SoundCloud. I'll leave you with all the information at the end of the video. Thanks as always. Super awesome subscribers. I love you guys and girls. People who are lovers of science fiction and novels and creative writing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to the people bored at work and willing to watch anything. And thank you to the YouTube loving people who love random YouTube videos and stumbled upon this one and decided to watch it and learn about this novel that I'm writing. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you next time.